For 6 years, I thought I knew everything about my best friend. Her fears, her secrets, her dreams. I knew which songs made her cry, which movies she rewatched when she was sad, and which coffee order she never admit to liking because it was too basic. Turns out I didn't even know her real name. This isn't just a story about a friendship that fell apart. It's a story about a woman who built an entire fake life around real people and how the truth finally caught up with her in a way none of us saw coming. Stay until the end because the part where karma arrives is something I still think about. Let me take you back to where it started. It was 2018. I just moved to a new city for a job, knew almost no one, and decided to try a yoga class to meet people. That's where I met Maya. She was easy to like immediately. Warm, funny, a little chaotic in an endearing way. She had this habit of remembering tiny details about people after meeting them once. She asked good questions. She laughed at the right moments. Within a month, we were getting coffee twice a week. Within 3 months, she was the first person I called with the good news and bad news alike. She told me she was a freelance graphic designer, originally from Portland, who moved here to start over after a rough breakup. She said the breakup had been messier than she wanted to talk about, and I respected that. I didn't push. Why would I? People carry things. I figured she'd tell me more when she was ready. Over the next few years, Maya became fully woven into my life. I introduced her to my family at holidays. My mom adored her. My boyfriend at the time, Daniel, considered her basically an honorary member of our relationship. She was the friend who gave dating advice, who helped plan our anniversary, who sat with me in the hospital waiting room when my dad had surgery. She was, by every measure I had, one of the most important people in my life. Looking back now, I realize how much of what I knew about her came only from her. Not one detail was something I'd verify independently. Not her hometown, not her job, not even, as it turns out, her name, but at the time, none of that occurred to me. Trust doesn't ask for proof. That's kind of the point of it. The first crack was so small, I almost forgot about it. Daniel mentioned casually that he thought he'd seen Maya coming out of an apartment building on the east side of town, a neighborhood she told me she'd never even been to because it reminded her too much of her ex. I brushed it off. People misremember faces. Big city, lots of lookalikes. The second crack came a few months later, and it was harder to explain away. A coworker of mine, Priya, was scrolling through old photos on my phone during lunch and stopped on a picture of Maya from a birthday party. She squinted at it. "Wait," she said. "Isn't that Renata?" I told her, "No, that's Maya, my best friend." Priya shook her head, laughing a little, saying she must be confused. She swore she recognized that face from a group chat with old college friends under a completely different name in a completely different city. I laughed it off in the moment. But that night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I did something I'm not proud of, but I don't regret. I started looking. Quietly, carefully. Not because I expected to find anything, mostly because I wanted the nagging feeling in my stomach to go away. It didn't go away. It got worse. I found an old profile, half deactivated under the name Renata. Same face, slightly younger, different city. The 3 states away. I found a wedding photo. I found a name tag from what looked like a school event. Renata's mom, attached to a photo of 2 young kids. I sat there, staring at my screen for a long time. Maya had a husband. She had 2 children. She had an entire life, an entire identity that she had never once mentioned in 6 years of what I thought was total honesty. And the bad breakup she'd escaped from to start fresh. It wasn't a breakup at all. It was us, people like me. In the previous city, she had done this exact thing too before. I found a thread buried in an old, mostly abandoned forum from a woman describing almost the identical story I was living. A warm, funny new friend named Renata, who moved to town, integrated herself into a friend group, borrowed money just until payday, disappeared for stretches with vague explanations, and eventually vanished, leaving behind unpaid debts and a lot of confused, hurt people who trusted her completely. My stomach dropped because I remembered suddenly all the small loans, the rent she was waiting on a client payment for, the vet bill for a dog I'd never actually seen, the $300 for her sister's medical emergency, a sister I now have reason to believe didn't exist under that name either. None of it had ever felt suspicious in isolation. That was a design, small enough as, spaced out enough, wrapped in enough warmth and reciprocity that no single moment ever felt like a red flag. It was only when I laid all of it out together, timeline and all, that the shape of it became impossible to unsee. I want to be honest about something. I thought about confronting her immediately. I wanted to, some part of me wanted to scream, to ask her how she could sit across from me at dinner 2 nights earlier and lie with a straight face about something this big, but I didn't do that. Instead, I did something slower and I think more effective. I documented everything, screenshots, dates, the old forum post, the wedding photo, the name tag. I built a timeline methodically the same way I imagine a detective would. Except my only training was 6 years of heartbreak and a very good memory for small details that suddenly made sense. Then I reached out, carefully, gently, to the woman from that old forum post. I explained who I was, what I had found, and asked if she'd be willing to talk. She responded within an hour. We talked for 3 hours that first call. Her story mirrored mine almost exactly. Different city, different names for Maya to use. Same pattern, same warmth, same slow, patient extraction of trust and money. Same disappearance right when things started to feel too close to unraveling. Through her, I found 2 more people. A former co-worker of Renata's who co-signed a small loan that was never repaid. A neighbor who let her stay for just 2 weeks that turned into 4 months, rent-free before she vanished overnight. Altogether, across 2 cities, in roughly 5 years, we counted just over $14,000 in borrowed money that was never returned. Money taken in small enough amounts from enough different people that no single person had ever felt it was worth involving the police over. Not until we compared notes and saw the full pattern. That's when we decided together to file reports. Not out of revenge, genuinely not out of revenge, but because we realized that if we didn't, she'd simply do this again to someone else, someone new, somewhere else. The pattern only worked because no one ever connected the dots before. It took a few weeks. I won't pretend it was instant, dramatic, movie style justice. It was slow and bureaucratic, and honestly kind of anticlimactic in the way real consequences usually are. But it was real. Maya or Renata, or whatever her actual name turns out to be, because at this point, I genuinely don't know, was eventually tracked down. The legal and financial consequences that followed are not really mine to narrate in detail, partly because I wasn't in the room for most of it, and partly because it doesn't feel like the point of this story anymore. What I can tell you is this: I never heard from her again after that. No apology, no explanation, no attempt to reach out and make things right with any of us. And strangely, I didn't need one. For a long time after everything came out, I kept asking myself the same question: how did I not see it? But I've come to think that's the wrong question. The right question is, why was I so willing to believe her over my own instincts every single time something felt slightly off? I think the answer is that trust isn't really about evidence. It's about willingness. We extend it to people because we want to believe the version of them they show us. Maya understood that better than almost anyone I've ever met. She just used that understanding for something ugly instead of something real. Trust is the most fragile thing in the world. Once it's broken like that, you don't just lose the person, you lose a little bit of your own certainty about everyone else too. For a while, I found myself questioning things about people who never given me a single reason to doubt them. That part took longer to heal than the anger did. But here's what I've landed on months later. The betrayal was real, but so was the friendship I thought I had. At least, my side of it was, I don't regret loving someone who turned out to be lying to me. I only regret how long it took me to trust the version of reality that was right in front of me, instead of the version she was selling. If there's one thing I want anyone watching this to take from it, it's this. Your gut noticing something small and inconsistent doesn't mean you're paranoid. It means pay attention, not to spiral, not to interrogate every relationship in your life, but to actually follow the thread when something quietly doesn't add up. Sometimes it's nothing, and sometimes, like it was for me, it's everything. And trust the people who show up consistently, but trust yourself too, especially in that quiet moment before you decide to look away from something that's bothering you. If this story hit close to home, I genuinely love to hear about it in the comments. These situations are more common than most people realize, and there's something strangely comforting in knowing you're not the only one it's happened to. And if you want more stories like this one, subscribe, because trust me, this isn't even the most twisted one I have.